Well, this is my first time voting because I was just turned 18 right before I was able to vote. So I voted for Trump, but I'm primarily a Democrat.
Senator, who'd you vote for?
This is the, I'm gonna game in my, this is, we're still fucked. We're still fucked. I'm moving to Amsterdam. Oh my God.
Those early fights built the United Mine Workers of America and inspired a national labor movement that won the 8-hour day, paid vacations, and the weekend. And for
it's slop. It's slop. It's slop. Oh no. It's like maybe like 20% true. I want Democrats to win because Democrats have Democrats just have fundamental decency and the Republicans don't. But I don't see any, like, when these are the people that we have to appeal to, like, I don't see how you appeal to these types of people, like, without just doing bad policy. Folks, liking and subscribing really helps me continue to produce content and is greatly appreciated. You can also make sure to check out my Discord server in the description below, where you can also find my Twitch, my Kick, and my Twitter.
what happens when you put Bernie Sanders in a room full of Trump voters?
I was shocked. I was like, oh.
Not as bad as I told you, huh?
This is not how he's portrayed.
It's complicated. But then again, so is West Virginia.
This is West, by God, Virginia.
Oh my God,
A
he's
state that
talking
voted
to
blue
West
for almost 80
Virginians. Oh
years
no.
straight, until it flipped hard to become the second reddest state in the country.
This is a state where Donald Trump got 70%.
Really?
It's easy to assume that West Virginia will be red forever, but I'm not so sure. I live here, and I talk to a lot of Trump voters about floods that leveled their homes, power bills that climb every year, and you'd be surprised how many of them sound like Bernie Sanders.
The billionaires, they don't need.
That's exactly the issue. When will you get Nonfon talks to West Virginian voters, okay, and neo-lib pills them? Oh no.
The tax break?
They're trying to give
Oh my. Yep. I knew it. Yep. I should have. I don't know why I didn't say billionaires earlier. Oh my God. Yep. We're gonna get paycheck. We're gonna get anti-trade stuff. We're gonna get billionaire shit. We're gonna get fucking corporate greed, price gouging shit, aren't we? Oh no. Oh no. It's horrible. Oh no.
the billionaires and rich people.
I was in school in the engineering uni, and the younger guys, they weren't receptive to female peers. They were grumpy when its spending per student based on gender were found by a few students. What happens when you put a populist in front of other populists? You won't believe what happens next. Yeah, exactly, Jack Darko. It's like, oh my God, did you know? Guys, did you know? If you put Bernie Sanders in a room full of people who have 50% of the beliefs of Bernie Sanders, because it's all based on the same populist messaging, but he actually does really well. Oh no.
Breaks. That's the opposite of what you should be doing.
So when I heard that Bernie was rolling through, I wanted to know, can a Democratic socialist from Vermont, who's not even running for president, connect in the heart of Trump country?
All right, where should I sit? I'm in the middle here.
And what would it mean for the rest of the country if he did?
You started with Trump and then now a whole volunteer.
A whole volunteer for Bernie Sanders. He's just ultra-liberal. He's a socialist.
I'm sorry to get everybody in trouble here.
And me? I got to drive him around in my truck and find out.
Senator, welcome back to West Virginia. I know it's not your first time here.
No, it is not. I've been here several times, and I must tell you, I love the state, actually. It's a beautiful state, and I very much enjoy the people. Very down-to-earth, working-class people.
He looks so short and old, man. I'm being mean to Bernie, okay? I don't hate to do it or anything. It's just, it's sad. It's sad. Promise you, our communities will be the market.
we campaigned here very vigorously.
Can't wait, localists.
In 2016.
Yes.
And we had to take on Hillary Clinton and Joe Manchin and the whole Democratic Party establishment. We went to places where politicians don't usually go, including McDowell County, down in the southern part of the state.
Bernie Sanders, who joins me now. We are the only major country on earth that doesn't guarantee health care to all people as a right. What do you think? Do you think we should join other countries and guarantee health care as a right of all?
Yeah, I think every American citizen should have health care.
We ended up winning West Virginia. We won every single county in the state.
In 2016, Bernie didn't just win West Virginia. He shocked everybody who thought they had this place figured out.
We won a big victory in West Virginia.
He's talking about the primaries?
But that was just a Democratic primary in 2016.
Does West Virginia have open primaries or closed primaries or semi-open? Because it wouldn't be surprising if he won the Democratic primary in West Virginia if they had closed primaries and only Democrats can vote in those primaries. Does West Virginia have open primaries? But also, I mean, he could have won open primaries because it's all the same anti-establishment populist stuff or whatever. Why is there no clear answer? West Virginia state law permits parties to determine for themselves whether unaffiliated voters may participate in their primary elections. As of September 2025, the Democratic Party had a semi-closed primary. What about 2016? I'm kind of assuming what's the same in 2016.
The real question is, how does Bernie's message land with Trump voters in 2025?
All right, I'm going to ask you a question, then you come back to me. Sound good? All right, talk about healthcare here in Mingo County.
Oh, no.
What's the story? I see a hand right, woman right here. Please stand up.
Hi, my name is Sheila Rose, and I ended up back in Mingo County where I grew up after a chronic illness paralyzed me about 4 years ago. I've come a long way since then, but anytime I need to see a specialist, it's a 2-hour trip. Anytime I need a referral to a new specialist, it's a 6-month wait. There is no way to stay healthy in Mingo County.
Mingo County is in the southern coal fields of West Virginia. For generations, people here dug the coal that lit America's cities and kept the factories running. Now, the coal jobs are mostly gone. And what's left is poverty on a scale that rivals anywhere in the United States.
It's crying at the grocery store, choosing between paying a bill or having food in the cabinet or the refrigerator. It affects your health, and then you don't have health care. Child care is ridiculously expensive, so it's very stressful.
Okay, thank you very much.
Voters over biscuits and coffee to find out what that's all about.
I would have been nervous with a lot of different, celebrities or politicians, but you just seem so normal. You're like obviously just like a normal human.
Yeah, and I'm waiting for the damn breakfast here. I'm starving.
We already ate.
I would love to take an inventory of just personal politics in the last couple of years. Can we start off with that?
You're gonna start with me.
Yeah, we'll start with you. Yeah.
I am independent, but I lean conservative. Not as much anymore as I used to, but I did vote for Trump. But I did post on my Facebook page, instead of I voted, I put I vomited because I didn't want to, but I didn't,
Wow.
It is what it is.
I voted Republican. I agree with some things of Trump, but most I do not right now. Right. I do not, no.
And John, what's that like for you?
Well, this is my first time voting because I just turned 18 right before I was able to vote. So I voted for Trump, but I'm primarily a Democrat.
Senator, who'd you vote for?
I'm gonna game in we're still fucked. We're still fucked. I'm moving to Amsterdam. Oh my God. This is the median American. Okay. Oh man. I don't understand what goes on in these people's brains. I don't know. Apparently they're, what possible issue is there that I'm primarily a Democrat, but Donald Trump just really spoke to me when he said, he's gonna lower grocery prices or whatever more than Kamala Harris did. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is the people Democrats have to appeal to too. Okay. This is, oh no, it's so over. It's so over. We are in the bad policy equilibrium timeline. Okay. We're never winning another election without calling for price controls on groceries and shit, aren't we? Oh, it's so over.
Let me throw out a question. You are living, shock of all shocks, in the wealthiest country in the history of the world. Do you feel that down here?
No. People are not surviving. We just had our food bank yesterday. We usually pack for 80 people. We served 102 yesterday. It is getting worse. Nobody's surviving right now.
My husband works at the hospital, and there are several ODs every single day.
Only a town of 6,000.
Yeah, we're not a big town.
Several ODs every day?
Oh, yeah.
Let me ask you this, and you may not know the answer. Nobody does. Because again, this is not just the West Virginia issue. We got it terrible in Vermont. So why are people doing drugs?
Okay, I thought it was going to be worse than that. Okay, this is fine.
Thing that I see, because I work a lot in addiction, is it's mental health issues.
It's what?
Mental health issues. Lack of jobs, poverty, lack of support for our veterans.
You finding many veterans doing drugs?
Oh, yes. And homeless. And that irritates me. They stood up, they fought for our country, and we can't even afford to give them housing.
I always wondered, how did so many drugs get into this state? So we have thoughts about that. How did so many? Yeah.
The doctor's pushing it.
Talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, my mother was an addict, and that's how she got addicted. Was she had a back injury. The doctor kept prescribing medicine. Eventually, that medicine didn't work, and she had to start doing the harder stuff. Sadly, she passed away from a drug overdose. So, I mean, I understand the addiction part of it.
Yeah.
And it's hard to fight. And
Nonfon, would this town be better off self-sufficient and thriving, or how it is now? I don't know. It's not clear to me they'd be better off if they were all fucking Amish people, okay? But certainly the world as a whole would be worse off.
addiction just doesn't affect
the
person that's doing it. It affects the whole family.
Something, imagine how dumb the average person is now. Realize half of them are dumber than that. Yeah. Okay, I don't. Okay, Bernie's doing a good job right now, though. Okay, I like. Okay, he's doing. Okay, I don't mind him talking about drugs and stuff. Okay, this is good. Okay, this is fine. It's fine. He's appealing to people. Okay.
Grow up around this kind of poverty long enough, and you start to lose faith in the political system that allowed it to happen. While Trump may put up huge numbers at the ballot box, nearly half of West Virginians don't even show up to vote at all. One of the highest non-voting rates in the country.
And I think the message is not complicated. People throughout the country, especially in rural areas, feel neglected. They are hurting financially. The Democratic Party, by and large, has kind of ignored those people, turned its back on them.
Not always, though, right?
Not always. No.
Especially here. I mean, it was 80 years of Democrats before it flipped.
You got it. This is one of the strongest Democratic states in the country. You're a strong union state, working class state. But I think what happened in West Virginia is a perfect example of the decline of the Democratic Party nationally.
To understand what happened to the Democratic Party in West Virginia, you need to understand the history of coal.
I'm a mine worker, generational mine worker. We built these towns, all of us.
There was a time when coal companies...
Oh, the bad policy equilibrium timeline. Oh, no.
...controlled almost everything, and speaking out against the boss could get you
following course
beaten,
smart.
evicted, or worse. But in 1921, all of that boiled over at the Battle of Blair Mountain, the largest labor uprising in U.S. history.
Way back when, in the 1920s, it wasn't quite so civil. But we got to respect those people, our ancestors.
The mine wars, our own history here, is kept out of the textbooks, really. It's not in the popular imagination. I mean, that's been scrubbed because I think it's dangerous. It's a threat to power.
Yeah.
Those early fights built the United Mine Workers of America and inspired a national labor movement that won the 8-hour day, paid vacations, and the weekend. And for
it's slop. Oh no. That's like maybe like 20% true. It's like the issue is they're like unions were a substantial force that led to certain legislation being made that codify like the 8-hour workday and stuff. But for one, probably just free market systems and stuff in general that led to sort of the economic growth that allowed for that to be codified in the first place without having without having substantial negative effects on a standard of living, because our productivity had grown so much, obviously. And like we've seen a continued decline in working hours afterwards as well, despite like no new substantial legislation being introduced. Like if you just look at the decline in, actually I think this is in Richard Hanina's one article about it or whatever. Like if you just look at the decline in like annual working hours, it's relatively like steady. Like it doesn't seem to be any sort of substantial decrease or increase like because of union activity or the dissolution of unions or whatever. Like bad policy equilibrium timeline. Okay, I don't know. Like I don't. This is what I knew it. This is exactly what I was worried was gonna happen. Okay, videos like these. Okay, that is always make me. It's always make me the press, because like I want Democrats to win because Democrats Democrats just have fundamental decency and the Republicans don't. But I don't see any, like when these are the people that we have to appeal to. Like people will criticize you for being elitist or whatever, but like truly, like I don't see how you appeal to these types of people like without just doing bad policy, and like it's so horrible.
Decades, it was the Democratic Party who defended the unions. So working class West Virginians kept that fire going.
Also, Democrats are still like way more pro-union than fucking Republicans are at the very least. Maybe you could make the argument that they've become less pro-union, and so workers don't feel that way anymore. But like, I think there are other issues here. Like I think I don't know if they'll ever get to it. Like I think if you asked half of the people at the beginning, I would guess that a big reason they voted for Trump was because of the fucking price of groceries. Okay, what was because of that shit. Okay, it wasn't because like they felt like Trump wasn't, or like Biden wasn't strong enough for unions.
Ballot box, but coal burns fast, and eventually the flame died out. Within a few decades, we went from over 100,000 coal miners to around 10,000 today, and only a fraction of those still unionized. As the union shrank, so did the backbone of the Democratic Party. So the Democrats shifted their strategy. They left the coal towns and the hollers to chase corporate money and suburban votes someplace else.
For every blue collar,
literally, what are you?
Democrat, we will lose in Western PA. We will pick up 2-3 moderate Republicans in the suburbs of Philadelphia, and you can repeat that in Ohio.
By the way, also like these towns just saw their populations naturally decline. Like people just moved to the cities as well. So like I guess I don't know.
Votes.
Like none of this is really that quantifiable other than whatever this dude is saying. But like it would make sense that like you would see less people voting there for Democrats if the population declined. I'm merely looking at like the vote shares or whatever. But like I don't see many quantifiable ways that Democrats shifted away from coal workers and started chasing corporate money.
Strategy. They left the coal towns and the hollers to chase corporate money and suburban votes someplace else.
For every blue-collar Democrat we will lose in Western PA, we will pick up 2-3 moderate Republicans in the suburbs of Philadelphia. And you can repeat that in Ohio and Illinois and Wisconsin.
The whole valley here was Democrat for years and years, and here the last 5 or 6 years, it has evolved into a red.
West Virginia's turn from deep blue to solid red happened fast, all while hospitals struggled to stay open, classrooms emptied out, and opioids were pumped into these hills. Then came Trump, who promised to turn back the clock.
Coal is coming back. Clean coal is coming back. 100%.
Donald Trump says he's going to bring back jobs to Appalachia, to the coal mining areas.
Yeah, he may do it.
You can see President Trump's bringing in all kind of industry. There's going to be jobs up the kazoo.
Look, why is Trump president? It's not complicated in my view.
Yeah.
Do not look at the payrolls report. Do not look at the payrolls report.
The Democratic Party was about protecting the status quo and tinkering around the edges.
Yeah.
You know, we promise you we're not going to do anything bold. We're very bipartisan. We're going to work with the business community. We love billionaires. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay. For real.
And Trump comes along and says the system is broken.
Nobody knows the system better than me, which is why I alone can fix it.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's right. The system is broken.
Oh, no.
Now, his solutions only make it worse.
What I was worried about.
Trump, for all his promises, has not brought the coal industry back. But with the big beautiful bill, his signature piece of legislation, he made his mark on West Virginia. It's estimated that more than 50,000 West Virginians will be cut from Medicaid. At least 7 hospitals in the state are at risk of shutting down, and as many as 80.
And something I will give Bernie credit for to some extent. I think a big issue too is just the fact that our media and social media is so fucked that these people just don't realize how much better the Democrats are for things like, you know, healthcare in rural areas or whatever, and for the welfare state more generally. Like, people for some reason just don't. Those aren't like the salient issues for voters that they recognize Democrats are better on.
4,000 people will lose access to food assistance because of this bill.
So in this bill, Trump's big, beautiful bill, why do you think they cut Medicaid? To save government money so that, what?
They can give tax to their donors.
Kick Candace cringe.
It's not only $1 trillion in tax breaks to the top 1%, it's a huge tax break to large corporations as well.
So why do they need to have a tax break?
All right.
I
Now
could
you're
use a tax
asking
break.
me-
I mean, I'm being real. I know I pay like 26% taxes. Like, I could use that money.
Look, these people are...
Respectfully, I don't believe it. Respectfully, she's not. There's no way she's taxed on an effective rate of 26%. Respectfully, okay. This is the issue. There's no way to say this shit without sounding bad, but like most of these people, I bet if you looked at their actual net payments, they would be negative, and that they probably get more in government assistance than they pay to the federal government. I would guess, but right. There's no way to say that without sounding mean. But
top are not nice people. They want more and more. They don't have $1 million. That's chump change. Yeah. And we're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars in some case.
When you live here, it feels like a poor country.
Yeah, well, that's a good point.
I mean, when you say we're the wealthiest, like you said that several times yesterday, and I was like, is it true though? Because like,
that's a very good point.
Yeah.
In aggregate, that's what, look, if we're sitting here and I'm worth $1 billion and all of you are broke, you add it all together and divide it, we're very wealthy, right? We're all worth $100 million. But I got $1 billion and you got nothing. That's America. And if I say that I think the United States should do what every other major country on earth does, guarantee health care to all people as a human right, are you going to think I'm a communist and a terrible person?
I think if people listen, if you talk the way that you did, and you're so reasonable, like they've painted you in a bad light, and it actually makes me very angry because, you know, you see things and you believe it. I'll just be honest, I haven't really seen you talk before. I haven't really I don't follow politics that much. And so the last couple days before this, I started watching some of your speeches and I started watching your interviews, and I was shocked. I was like, oh.
Not as bad as they had told you, huh?
This is not how he's portrayed in the media, right?
All right, God bless Bernie.
We're told that the biggest divide in America is between left and right. But Bernie came here.
It's really between workers and owners. Let's go.
West
Yay.
Virginia or Burlington, Vermont, you got the same exact issues. And I think we don't let people divide us up. We got to come together to fight for all of us.
Over 100 years ago, they called us rednecks because striking workers from all different races wore red bandanas around their necks as they fought and died for respect and a living wage. That history was mostly erased from our textbooks, but it never went away. It's still here, scattered all across the state, if you know where to look.
I don't even. Maybe this is, you know, whatever. Like, certainly the sort of broad progressive movement in like the 1920s, for example, and the role that unions played is not forgotten in textbooks. Like, you learn about, you know, some of the like even violent clashes between unions and like owners and the Pinkerton Guards. At least we did at my school. Maybe you don't know West Virginia, but
My grandfather fought at Blair Mountain.
Your grandfather fought at Blair Mountain?
Yes.
What do you think this country at this moment needs to learn from your grandfather who fought at Blair Mountain?
Well, you just can't stand and let them step on you. You got to get up and fight.
So that is what our struggle is about, is to take on the greed of these people and say, you know what, you cannot and will not have it all.
Bernie Sanders is 84 years old. He's not running for president. But maybe what he's after is way bigger than one election.
How do we get the corporate wing of the Democratic Party, who is just as guilty of taking money from billionaire causes, to embrace a progressive working class agenda because it's about time? What's your name?
They're just not. 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 They're just not.
Max.
Nearly as where, like I said, bad policy, equilibrium timeline. These are the people I have to appeal to. It's so over. It's so over. It's so over. I don't know if there's anything. I don't know if there, like, again, I don't know if there any way I could quantify this or whatever. I wonder if there is like more harm when you play into like the sort of populist messaging that fucking Bernie does or whatever, that it makes voters behave like this. Okay, that makes voters think like this, or if it's still good to make people like, because it makes more people vote for Democrats than it sort of would like this type of populist. Presumably, if you make voters like more populist in this way, they're gonna sort of have higher volatility, maybe it's the right word, between Democrats and Republicans based on sort of which party just kind of has the more populist person running in it, right? Like that's why you see somebody, you know, he's talking to these fucking swing voters between Bernie and fucking Trump, okay? Like, you know. So I wonder if like the benefit from, even if we get people to be more populist and they maybe vote for Democrats, I wonder if that benefit is higher than the sort of cost of they're going to also vote for like populist Republicans who have like unbelievably dog shit policy. Okay. For like all the complaints I have about Bernie Sanders. Okay. My complaints about Bernie Sanders is like, well, a wealth tax is suboptimal. Well, a single payer system that Bernie proposes, I don't think would work well in America. I think we'd see decreased medical innovation. Okay. The populist people on the right are like, I'm going to unilaterally defund USAID and I'm going to shut down the border. We're going to have no immigrants and we're going to deport every H-1B visa worker and we're going to do a bunch of insane tariffs and we're going to like, oh my God, bro. Like we're going to not listen to, we're going to be held in contempt of court. Like what the fuck are we doing? Like kill me.
You're going to lead it, Max.
Why are you saying so many B votes for Trump? Because of the populist brain rot. Because of the populist brain rot, okay? That's exactly the issue.
This state was once one of the strongest Democratic states in the country. And I think people gave up on the Democratic Party because the Democratic Party gave up on them.
Just again, I don't, by the way, I don't even like, for instance, I'm not a big union guy. I don't like hate unions. I don't think that there should be like zero protections for unions, but I'm just not that big of a union guy. I think unions can hurt workers just as much, if not more, than they help workers in many cases, right? Especially unions in transportation industries like the ports and like the railway workers, right? But like, I don't see any substantial steps Democrats have taken to not support unions. Like Biden had a really strong NLRB. Like did Obama do something to unions? As far as I'm aware, Obama was probably relatively moderate on unions. He was probably like less pro-union than Joe Biden was, but certainly I don't think he was anti-union in any meaningful sense. I don't know about Clinton. It wouldn't surprise me if Clinton had some anti-union stuff because Clinton's Clinton, right? I mean, but it was FDR back in the day. It's Trump. It's Trump today. Kill me.
So take it back. Don't ask. Take it.
You have been to how many Bernie rallies now?
3.
And over what period of time did that take place?
2 days. The first night was just like real eye-opening for me. It was like a whole mind shift of my whole belief system of like how we could come together as a people. Yeah. We all want our kids to have a safe place to live. We all want our kids to have food. We all want our kids to have healthcare. Yeah. Like there's no difference. We all need to fight together. Yeah. Because if we're fighting of like how the first night was just like real eye-opening for me. It was like a whole mind shift of my whole belief system of like how we could come together as a people. Yeah.
I don't know who. Okay, is we just referring to the people in the room
our
here?
Our kids to have a safe place to live. We all want our kids to have food.
The issue is, if people don't realize this because these issues aren't sailing into people, I think, and because the media environment is fucked as well. Like I don't think. I guess people just don't realize Republicans don't want, like populist Republicans don't want this.
We all want our kids to have healthcare.
Okay. Like they don't. They don't want any government mandated healthcare for people or for children even.
There's no difference.
Or I was trying to say any. Presumably they want some, but oh my God, kill me.
We all need to fight together. Yeah. Because if we're fighting each other, we're not going to ever get anywhere. Yeah. So.
Wow.
Did you expect to walk out of here with a shirt?
I did not expect to walk out of here with a shirt.
Yeah, I don't know. People will like so out about it or whatever, and they'll be like, you see these videos, and okay, they're like, oh my God, it's so cool that like Bernie can appeal to Republican voters, and oh my God, and then I see it, and I'm like, oh my God, we live in the worst possible timeline. We live, and as I think Sauce Rama in my chat was the one who first said this, and I really like we live in the bad policy equilibrium timeline. Okay. Oh my God, no politician has any incentive to do anything but the dumbest, stupidest populist policy ever. Kill me. Hope they follow up with her after she votes for Trump for a third term. Dude, I know. That's going to be crazy. It's just like, yeah, 80% of these people are voting for JD Vance. Okay, it's like, oh no. This dude's fucking voting for JD Vance. Okay, it's happening. All right. Oh my God. If you want to chat with me live, sub here or go to Nonfon420 on Twitch or Kick via the links below. Once again, please like and sub to help with the algorithm, and consider sending a donation through YouTube Super Thanks to directly support me, and I'll make sure to reply to any question you ask. See you guys next time.